Hello, hello. We're live for Title Tuesday. Very first game, GM, Busch-Gass Gambit. Right into the action. Welcome in to the Gambit Man's channel. We have C3, tries to decline it, do something fancy with a quick D4. We've got Gambit prep everywhere. Can we play this? E takes D5 is equal. C takes D4 is a slightly worse endgame for white, actually. Let me turn this down a little bit. Alright, this is just playing some equal line. It is what it is. You didn't want his pawn, you didn't want any of that. Play this a little more ambitiously, something like knight c6. He has an isolated pawn. It's not a ton. Let me mute this. What's up, GM Capybara? Alright, we're up time in Title Tuesday, believe it or not. Trade, I think, I can't really grab this. Unless, like, d4. Bishop d5. Bishop c3. No, there's nothing there. Bishop c3, pawn c3, and I'm losing, right? Yeah. Why do I have a feeling that worked? Okay. What do we want to do here? Like rook e8 and stuff. I want to attack this. I could have just like admired it. That's not really what I wanted. Just here. What's up? b3. Is this off the table? And eating this? I feel like I've had crazier ideas. I have no idea what's happening though after an 82. It's actually maybe working, and then knight of 3. Alright, we'll do it. This is compelling here. Knight e2, bishop d2, knight d2, bishop e2. Otherwise, what do you even do? Rook e2. Maybe this is even better. Take here, trade, knight d4, fork. Thing is, like, take, bishop e2 is what I imagine happening. And then queen b7. d4. I still should have 2 pieces for the rook. Otherwise, if you take my knight here, yeah, minimum I can grab a couple of pieces. No, but I'm winning a piece. Rook e2, no good, because I take here, and that works out how I want, right? Take, knight d4, queen d5, knight e2 check. You can't recapture without losing your queen. So knight e2, bishop d2. Or knight e2, do I even take here first? Or do I give you bishop b4? Oh, wait, knight e2, there is the queen coming across, but that's actually okay. Knight e2, I take here. Wait, I should have decided. No, I'm getting 2 pieces in every line. Bishop f3, bishop b4, bishop e2, bishop c5. Okay, let's just stick with the original. The other option was compelling as well. So they might take b7 here. I was going to take d4. I also have, like, crazier ideas. But here, take b7, take d4. This should be extremely good for me, actually. And I want this without hanging my rook. I'm not sure we can arrange that. But knight c2 is a threat. No reason why not. Oh, no, now they defend a1. Okay, wait, let's give it a shot. Oh, really? Wait.
5, 4, 5.
I have a piece.
4, 5.
Was that just really good? No, they queen c5.
4, 3, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2,
I just should have taken a4.
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 2, 2,
Yes.
3.
Oh! We just beat a 29-34! Or he's 29-49 before he played me. So all these things can combine, and this is already a little tenuous. But knight to f3 check was a really nice find. And it wasn't for the reason I thought. In the game, he played king h1 and let me take here, and I go up a piece now, a bishop, a whole bishop after winning that exchange. But pawn takes f3. It's funny. It's funny. I really got away with this because I assume he didn't go pawn takes f3 because of knight to f4, which is correct. What I was going to play was queen g5 check. But queen g5 check isn't winning because we could never play a non-checking move. If we ever play a non-checking move, they take this rook and win, right? King h1, of course, certainly winning. We go here, that's check, and then we mate, right? So it's okay. They never got a chance to take here. If they play king h2, I was looking at this check, but then they just go back king g1, yeah. If they ever let my bishop come into the action, okay, very different story. Then we just waltz right in. But they don't. They can just stay on these dark squares, and then when I have nothing better, I can't just keep my rook on the board and then be like, okay, let me go here on my next couple moves. Yeah, they could just take this because I have back rank problems. So seriously, that's a brilliant, and I didn't get a brilliant for rook takes e2. I only got one exclam. That's dumb. That's dumb. Okay, but yeah. So my option queen g5 check is only a draw. Knight to f4 is winning. And the point is, we set up the mate threat. We set up the mate threat while keeping the queen here guarding the rook. Right? So we're threatening to do this all with checks. And that's the key right now. And it's also not bishop takes f3 because they have this brilliant move rook e5 keeping the queen out of there. Whereas knight f4, there's no real easy way to keep the queen out. I think, yeah, oh, queen c5, we have rook b5. Filthy. Using stuff all over the board. And you're really setting up queen g5, waltzing right into g2. I mean, my instinct is, so king h1, there's bishop takes f3 check. King h2, we can't go here, right, because it's not a check. We can go, though, queen c8. This is what we were talking about before. Queen c8, holding the defense here, and an unstoppable zigzag incoming. Yeah, knight on f4, beautiful. Knight on f4s against castled kings here are just so good. Kasparov used this idea all the time. I call it the Kasparov Knight. I don't know if anyone else uses that terminology, but love this. Against like against a fianchetto, okay, you're not putting your knight there. But against like a standard castle, even if this pawn were on g2, right? Obviously their structure is completely decimated here. But even if the pawn's on g2, knight's on f4 is really, really effective hitting these points here. I love having that knight on f4. And you can see how effective it is here. Trying to get the queen into these squares. Okay, in the game knight f3, they just played king h1. They just played king h1, so knight f3 really worked out for us. Maybe not for the reason I thought, but probably for the reason they thought. I assume they saw the line here with knight to f4. Critically, what I missed is I thought queen c5 here was hanging on, but I didn't see this idea for rook b5, which is just a really, really nice resource using it all. Okay, knight to f3 check, they just played king h1, and then from here we should just be up a piece, although, you know, anything can happen. My pieces are a little loose, just kind of defending each other a little randomly. Again, we also have back rank problems, so let's see what happened from here. Knight a5 hit the bishop, and also, you know, they're trying to come into the square. So here we gotta be careful. We're down on the clock big time here, 20 to 5 approximately. 20 to 5 on the clock. Okay, queen c5, h6, that's a useful move. Don't get mated on the back. Here, knight f6, just trying to bring my pieces onto squares where they're actually protected and I'm not going to lose them. Don't look ahead, I just hit the wrong button. They played here b4, trying to get their pawns rolling. You know, this is such time trouble. I didn't even take that. I just like play straight queens. They're like, no. I'm like, okay, I'll take that one. They go rook d1. I just go king h7, just trying to get out of the way of stuff, keeping things defended. They can't take twice on d7 because they'll take on a5. Okay, knight c6. I'm like, yes, please, trades are good. Please trade. They're like, no. I'm like, okay, let me get this pawn. Check. Here, my king is safe. I'm trying to get this pawn. I do get this pawn. And then I'm like, oh, here's my big idea. I'm going to go here, I'm going to go here, I'm going to go here. And it actually worked out for me. I did set that up. And I got the trade. So this is everything I wanted from being up a piece several moves ago with everything loose and also being down a pawn in pawn count. So this is good, and then we struggled to make progress for a long time. You can see I went king g6, I went king h7. I'm just trying to not flag here. I'm like, okay, I need to go rook b6 to defend the knight to go my pawn there. We're making progress little by little by little. And then finally, actually, what happens here is they put the rook on d3, and then I go check, and I can win that rook, which is kind of a funny way for that to end. But of course, okay, this is very, very winning. We just need to make progress in a logical manner after I make a bunch of moves to get my time up a little bit. Okay. Crazy game against the GM there. That's a really fun one. That'll go in Busch-Gass lore with that rook takes e2 sacrifice and that knight to f3 sacrifice, which, you know, at varying degrees of... I played them. I guess that's the bottom line. Even if maybe I didn't play knight f3 for the right reason.
William Grave, the Gambit man, takes his seat at the board. e4, e5, knight f3. Bishop c5. The Busch-Gass Gambit on the board. On with the Gambit classes. Hero pod unlocked.